I'm standing at the trailhead for Bright Angel Trail, where I just finished hiking the Grand Canyon rim to rim, starting at North Kaibab, ending at Bright Angel. If you're interested in hiking the Grand Canyon and you want to see the trail and get some advice along the way, that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Or if you just want to see the beauty of the entirety of the base of the Grand Canyon, stick around and that's what we'll show you here. At the end, I'll give you some additional commentary on kind of how the overall hike went, and even give a little advice on things I did to train and what worked well. All right, at this point I'm 3.5 miles in. I've been going for 1 hour and 9 minutes. So getting some really good time in, loving the views. Definitely very majestic and beautiful. Pretty amazing. You see the style of rocks will change to different styles just as you go through the different layers. There's green down there, and just millions of years of rock carved out, each layer a little different. A couple waterfalls in the distance, one right there and one right there coming down. we're at the 5.5 mile mark, coming up on Manzanita. There's some bathrooms right there, and you can refill your water over on the spigots over there. So we'll take a little break. No need to refill, got plenty of water. Been going for 5.5 miles and about an hour and 45 minutes in. So getting some really good time, just taking a nice breather here and enjoying the beautiful views of the canyon and the river below. All right, we are just under 6 miles and a quarter. We got our first glimpse of the south rim way off in the distance there. Looks real beautiful with the sun hitting it there. Just gonna be walking along the flat canyon, bottom of the canyon here for about 8 miles here. Well, it's definitely beautiful as we're walking along the base of the canyon here. It's nice to have the flatter ground to walk on. Little ups and downs, but nothing crazy. It's beautiful. Walking right along the river here. Got these amazing canyons up above. So if you ever hike the Grand Canyon rim to rim, it's definitely something you need to prepare for. But it's amazing. All right, we're at the 7 mile mark, coming up right on Cottonwood here, where they've got a water refill station. There is a bathroom at the Cottonwood stop here as well. And there's a bunch of small little campsites right around here too. So, gonna top off my water and keep going. All right, we're 8.5 miles in. Been going for 2 hours and 42 minutes. That last little stretch there going up, definitely a glimpse of hiking the way out, and certainly harder than hiking level or going down. One amazing thing as you're hiking along the base of the canyon here is the air is so fresh and clean, and just take nice, beautiful, deep breaths. It's awesome. Pretty cool how they put this trail together right here. It just kind of elevated the ground for this section. Got the water going right there next to us. Ten and a half miles, 3 hours and 17 minutes total. And again, I am just loving the walks through to the base of the canyon here along the North Rim Canyon there. Well, at this stage of the game, I've been going for barely over 12 miles. I've been going for 3 hours and 41 minutes. So at 12 miles, that basically puts me at the halfway mark, because it's approximately a 24-mile distance that we're going. Obviously, that last bit will be going up, so that'll be, hello, a little bit more difficult through there. But everything's going really well. Definitely enjoying the hike, enjoying the views. Good chunk of the way I've been hiking along the river here. And then obviously we've got the beautiful canyons above. So, if you ever considered hiking the Grand Canyon, my first time I did rim to river, South Kaibab to Bright Angel, and that was about 17 miles, and I wasn't too intimidated to do the full rim to rim, but at the end of that I was like, okay, I could have done the full rim to rim, and so that's what I'm doing today, 6 months later, and going really well. There goes the shade. All right, we are just entering the Phantom Ranch area. We're not quite to the main part of it, but we're going 14.36 miles, 4 hours and 19 minutes total. Going really well. There's little cabins that you can rent. You just gotta book them way in advance. 5 years out. And then there's also campgrounds around here somewhere. Alright, well, we've been going 14.61 miles. We're taking a break here in the Phantom Ranch area, just right next to the river here. And I'm going to stop and get a little bit of lunch, as well as get some pebbles out of my shoes. But all is going really well. Looking forward to the last little bit of flat here, and then we'll be heading straight up the South Rim, up Bright Angel Trail. So far I've been going for 4 hours and 26 minutes. Everything's going really well. Hope you're enjoying the views. bridge right there, and right over there you can see a bunch of, I'm pretty sure those are campgrounds here in Phantom Ranch. But if nobody's using them, you could go take a picnic there too. So take your lunch there. So. Here we've got a water refill station, and then right across this bridge there's a bathroom there. So we've just walked through Phantom Ranch. We're gonna top off water here, which there are water and bathrooms in Phantom Ranch as well. But we're gonna top off here and then take a pit stop and then start heading up Bright Angel Trail. So going well. All right, I am filled up with water, took a pit stop. Now we're gonna head up, about to cross the Silver Bridge over to Bright Angel Trail and start working my way up. All right, trail continues over here and winds around that way and then heads up. One thing you might not know if you haven't hiked the Grand Canyon is the temperature at the bottom of the Grand Canyon is typically about the same temperature as Phoenix. And so today, Phoenix high is supposed to be about 97. It's still before noon right now, so I would guess it's somewhere around 80 right now. I really don't know. But nice thing is there's a cool breeze, so it makes a big difference. Sand, just like you're walking on the beach. Right as we veer away from the Colorado, there's a bathroom right here, and then I'm pretty sure this is the last bathroom until we get to Havasupai Gardens, formerly known as Indian Gardens, and that'll be at the point where we've got 4.5 miles left. So I think that puts it about 3 miles away from where I'm at. this stage of the game. Gone 16.59 miles, 5 hours 29 minutes. Going well. All right, about here, as the climb starts, it's time to pull out the trekking poles. If you don't have trekking poles, I recommend getting some. Makes a big difference. Basically, your hands are helping spot, like somebody in the gym, helping spot your legs to help you get out. Between the sun now shining on me and the heat and a little bit of incline, whew, definitely gets you winded a little more. So we're taking a little break. Right now we've been going 17.5 miles, 5 hours 44 minutes. So still making really good time, but need a breather, that's all. Good morning. We're at the 6 hour 7 minute mark, 18.35 miles. I took a break probably about 15-20 minutes back as well. Definitely more breaks on the way up, but still making pretty good time. Just came up from there, switched back a little, and came all the way around over here. Oh, hey. The river is the trail. All right, we are at Havasupai Gardens, previously known as Indian Gardens. 4.5 miles till the south rim. We You can refill water and bathroom break up here, so I'm gonna take a break because I am tired. I've been here at Havasupai Gardens for, I'm not sure exactly, but probably about 20 minutes. Just letting my body rest. Whew, 'cause I've been tired on the way out, but definitely refueled. I filled up my water and also drank quite a bit while I was here. Get extra hydrated. And then I also took advantage of, the water is really cold, or at least pretty cool, and so pretty much doused myself in water, so I'm soaking wet right now. But it feels really good with the breeze, so it actually gave me a little chill at one point. So heading up, I've got 4.5 miles at this point, and chances are it's going to take me about 2 hours, but we'll see. Right now I'm at the 7 hour 14-minute mark, so head the rest of the way up and take breaks along the way as needed and go from there. I've got 3.5 miles to go. Basically been going a mile since the Havasupai Gardens, and at the 7 hour 44-minute mark. Doing really well. Just taking advantage of some shade. Feels a lot cooler right in the spot because out in the sun it's probably about 90 degrees right now, so it's a warm one. Going good though. Right up there is the top of the canyon. In the next 3.3 miles, I've got to climb another 2,500 elevation to get up there. So, a lot of climbing. Taking a quick breather here at the 3 mile rest house, which means I've got 3 miles to go and just over 2,000 elevation left to climb. I'm going to check my water, make sure I've got plenty, and then I'm going to head back out. And FYI, there are bathrooms at this stop as well, so bathroom and water refill at the 3 mile mark. That's cold. But it feels good. taking a break here. I've got about 2.2 miles to go, and I've been going for 8 hours and 50 minutes. Last 3 miles are definitely the most difficult because you're just climbing so much elevation in a short amount of time. So it's important to take breaks when you need them, but also just know that there's plenty of times where you want to take a break, but you really could keep going. And the less breaks you take, the faster you get to the top, even if you're going slow. But definitely do take breaks if you need them. And then obviously if you want to stop to just take in the view, that's different. Do that as much as you want, because that's why we're here. All right, well, I got just under a mile left to go. When you're doing a big hike like this, make sure to check your ego at the door. Just go at a pace that works for you. If other people are going too fast for you, let them go ahead.
Look up to the sky and I got this relief inside. Then there's no need to hide. I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love.
Look who caught up with me. Woohoo! Half a mile to go. I've got good news. The end is right there. Whew. Just about there.
Then there's no need to hide. I'm going all the way up. I'm going all the way up. I'm letting go in my heart of everything that holds me down. And it's feeling like I'm in the roof. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around me. Oh, I need to know how I can make up, not afraid to fall, and parachute behind me. It's a clean slate, got a reason. The horizon is closer than it was. I will be there if you need me. I believe that we can grow. It's a clean slate, got a reason. The horizon is closer than it was.
All right, well, as you saw, it was an amazing, beautiful hike. Definitely those last 3-4 miles were tough, and that's just the reality of it. It's a lot of elevation gain, and so in order to enjoy the rest of it, you got to endure that last little bit. So, but my total time ended up being 10 hours and 34 minutes, and the distance ended up being 25.5 miles. Now, the trail itself was supposed to be about 24 miles, but that includes me kind of walking around when I'm stopped at different places. But so, amazing hike. Definitely one that I'll do again, but I'm going to be sore after this one. But if you have any questions about the trail, please comment in the comment section below. As well as if you've hiked the trail before, share your experience also. When it comes to training to hike the Grand Canyon rim to rim, the most important thing is just get a lot of mileage in. specifically on a trail. And so the more hiking you do, the better, especially when you're doing hikes that include elevation gain. And then one of the elements of hiking the Grand Canyon is rim to rim. We started at about 8,000 elevation, a little above that, and we ended at 7,000 elevation, climbing down 5,500, up 4,500. But the sheer elevation, especially ending, is something that it's going to help to condition yourself for. Now, I could have done better to condition myself, but the main things I did for that was 2 weeks ago we hiked Mount Humphrey, which is the highest peak in Arizona, 12,633 elevation. And last week we hiked Mount Ord between Payson and Phoenix, and that one ends at about 7,000 elevation. And so both of those are really good training hikes to adapt to hiking in higher elevations. Another thing that really helps is going to the gym and just spending a lot of time on the stair climber, because that's really going to help train your body to climb. It makes a huge difference. When it comes to drinking water, ahead of time, make sure you're drinking plenty of water so that your body is well hydrated. But then on the trail, definitely be drinking plenty of water. This is not a hike where you want to be rationing water. But as you saw through the video, there's plenty of water refill stations along the way. So just drink as needed and then refill along the way. As far as snacks to bring on the trail, it's important to not really change anything on the hike day. You want to know what your body is okay with. So on your training hikes, test out different foods and snacks and make sure that your body reacts well to them. Me personally, what I use is I'll eat the Cliff Blocks, and I'll include links in the video description for those. But there's a caffeinated ones and non-caffeinated ones. So on my way down and along the base of the canyon, I'm eating the non-caffeinated ones, and then on the way up, I'll eat the caffeinated ones that just give you that extra boost on the way up. I really also like the Stroop waffles that are meant specifically for hiking. I get the Goo brand, and you can get a little 4-pack to test the different flavors. But there's also the Stinger brand that has even more variety of flavors. I haven't tried those, but those are pretty popular as well. It's nice to have some salty snacks as well, so like a jerky of some kind. And on the topic of salt, you're sweating a lot as you go, so you really need to replace those electrolytes, and drinking water is not enough. And so I really like, there's little tablets called salt chews, and you can get them in different flavors, but I'm probably about every 45 minutes to an hour, I'm eating one of those and sucking on it just to help replenish my electrolytes, because otherwise along the way you're going to end up cramping and not really enjoying how you're feeling. Also, on the topic of cramping, one thing that can also help avoid that, and I'll subscribe to the channel because at some point I'll make some videos that'll talk about applying kinesiology tape. That's what I did on my knees, on my calves, on my thigh, a little bit on my ankle. I just really reinforced my legs so that I'd be less likely to cramp, but also it helps reduce inflammation and gives some added support so that you have a little extra strength in your legs as well. So especially on the way up, it makes a huge difference. Another thing that I did that helps both with stamina and recovery and reducing cramps and helps keep you hydrated is actually a couple nights ago, before heading up north to come here, I actually had a nutrient IV as well. So the IV that I did was a kind of a premium quality one that really meant for sport type training like this. So I had vitamin C, zinc, magnesium, taurine, B complex, including B12, glutathione, and then an amino blend that really just kind of helps put your body into a sport mode. One thing to be aware of as well is sun protection. Me personally, even though I should still put some sunscreen on my face, neck, and hands, I just don't like to deal with having to put sunscreen on, and so I'm always wearing a long sleeve shirt and pants, but they are pants and shirt that breathe really well, so it makes a big difference. They're designed for hiking and outdoors, so that makes a big difference. You could also do short sleeve and shirt. You're just going to need to make sure you're applying sunscreen along the way, because if you get sunburned, that's just going to drain your energy. So take care of yourself in that regard. Now, I mentioned trekking poles along the way. There's plenty of people that hike it without trekking poles, and they do fine, obviously, but it's really worth it to do that. I'll put a link in the video descriptions of the ones that I have. I think I paid about 30-something bucks for them, but obviously prices can vary and fluctuate. But just make sure it's not the first time you've used them when you get onto the hike. Again, you don't change anything on hike day, on the big hike day. So test it out on your training hikes and become familiar with it. When you're training, if you're just doing rather flat hike, a flat trail, you don't really need them, but it's for the uphill. And now, again, subscribe, because before too long I'll make a video that talks about how to properly use the trekking poles and how to kind of put them at the right length, all that kind of stuff. So, because that makes a big difference as well. A common question also is it safe to hike the Grand Canyon alone? And a lot of people do hike it solo. In my case, I came here with a big group. We got about 30 of us. And it is fun to have a group, and it actually helps lower the costs because you're dividing all the costs of travel and everything. In our case, with the group, we coordinated a driver to go to the other side of the rim. But if you are going to hike it solo, you can drive to one side of the rim, and there's a shuttle that can take you to the other side. I personally haven't hiked it solo yet. That said, today when I was hiking, there was a good chunk of the time where I was just kind of hiking on my own. But if you are going to hike it solo, do make sure to let somebody else know when you're starting, and it's hard to really know when you'll finish, but it's good to give them an approximate window. It took me 10 hours and 34 minutes. This is my first time doing the full rim to rim. So depending on your fitness level, it's probably going to be somewhere between 8 and 12 hours to finish the full rim to rim. Now, me personally, for my wife's sake, when I am hiking by myself, again, today I didn't, but plenty of times I do, I have one of the Garmin InReach devices, and with the subscription with that, you can set it up to where family or friends, whoever you choose, can actually see your location as you're on a hike, and you can message them via satellite. Because down in the canyon, there's some spots where you'll be able to get cell service, but it's pretty spotty and not very common, especially on the north rim. There's no service up there, but via satellite they can just kind of see where you're going all along the way. You can message them, that kind of a thing. So I'll put a link in the video description, and pretty soon I'm gonna make a video on that topic specifically, kind of outlining why you might pick which model, kind of how it works, that kind of thing. So again, just hit the subscribe button, so once that video is available, you'll get that straight to you. One thing also to keep in mind when you're hiking the Grand Canyon, the weight you carry matters. In my case, the biggest bulk of the weight was water, and you want to have plenty of water, like we talked about. So have plenty of water and fill up along the way. But the other thing that plays into it is the weight of your body. I actually weigh about 260 pounds right now, which is more than I'd prefer for a hike like this, because the less you weigh, the less weight you have to carry out of the canyon. And so someone that's big and muscular, bodybuilder type thing, sure, they could hike the canyon, but it's going to be a lot harder than somebody that's much more lean. So just keep that in mind as you train. Bodybuilding is not the most effective way to train for a canyon, for hiking the Grand Canyon. Just hiking lots of miles, lots of cardio. Another common question can be is, do I need a GPS while hiking the Grand Canyon. And as long as you've looked at a map ahead of time, or maybe even have a paper map with you, then you don't need it at all, because the trail is really easy to follow. They've got signs along the way, and in some cases, if there's something off to the side, and worst come to worst, you can always just ask somebody, because there's tons of people on the trail. That said, it's nice to have a GPS. In my case, I've got a Garmin Instinct watch. Any of the Garmin watches will do just fine. I used to have an Apple Watch, and the only reason I switched is just because the battery life is not long enough to track a hike this long. Pretty soon I'll be making a video showing you how to download the maps and onto your watch, because as I'm hiking, I can see on my watch, oh, okay, I've got X amount of miles left and this amount of elevation left to climb. And so for me, that's really helpful because it takes a lot of the guesswork out. I can just know, okay, I've got another 2 miles to go and still another 1,700 elevation to climb, and that kind of a thing. So in that sense, a GPS is nice just because it helps you know what to expect if you've already loaded the map into it. But is it necessary? No. Another option too, if your phone has enough battery life, because again, it is a long hike, is you can download the All Trails app is a really good app to use, but you will want to have the subscription with it, because you'll need to download the map since you won't have good cell service, and that way you can use that to track your hike and see the map as well, if you're wanting to have the map and kind of know how much more to go and all that kind of stuff. So there's a couple thoughts there on whether or not you might want a GPS. So hopefully all that helped. Let me know if you have any other specific questions in the comments below, because obviously I didn't quite cover everything. But training for the Grand Canyon is a lot like training for any other huge hike. So these tips and ideas are going to be helpful for any big hike that you're training for. The main difference with the Grand Canyon is rather than going up and then back down, you're going down and back up. So you end on the hard part. So that's the crazy thing about the canyon. So, but it is totally worth it. It's just that last like 4 or so miles that really is grueling. But aside from that, you're getting all these amazing, beautiful views. So hope this was really helpful for you. If you're looking to hike the Grand Canyon, comment below, let me know when you're going to be doing that. Otherwise, if you just enjoyed everything we had to share here, let me know as well. I'll also include a link in the video description of my hike 6 months ago of hiking the South Kaibab to Bright Angel Trail, and that was about a 17-mile hike. If you're wanting a little bit easier, just because it's not as far, that's a good starter point than going straight to the whole rim to rim. And one bonus tip, the best part about hiking the Grand Canyon is afterwards taking a shower over here at by the Mather campground. Just make sure you bring 10 quarters and don't forget a towel. I forgot one, but I brought one from a friend. So, but it is one of the best showers you'll ever take. Fresh and clean.